Hello there, and welcome to episode 53 of Adventures in Knitting with Jen. My name is Jen, and this is my little knitting podcast. Yeah, it's been a while. Just circumstances and things. I was traveling right when I was supposed to do my next podcast. Yeah. Plans changed. I ended up leaving earlier, and I went home for 2 weeks, which was awesome. Oh yeah, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome too. But I am a teacher. I teach way up north in Ontario, and then I have a home outside of Ottawa. So it was moose hunting break just the last 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, and so we get to go home. Well, I went home. It's actually the first time I've been home in 6 years for moose hunting, because, well, I have a house now. It's a lot different motivation to go home when you have a house to go to instead of just sleeping on your brother's couch. So I went home, and yeah, it was really lovely, but I didn't want to drag everything with me. I only brought 2 projects with me, and then I finished them there, and then I started new ones, which I will show you. So I don't actually have a lot of knitting to show because, yeah, I also sprained my finger. Well, I don't know what I did. In here, the muscles in here. Yeah, and it's still, so it hindered my knitting quite a bit. It's still a little sore, but I'm taking it easy because I don't want to, yeah, permanently damage anything or anything like that. I want it to get better as quick as possible. So, yeah. I am back now. And yeah, it's Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. So if you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. And speaking of Thanksgiving, let's talk about what I'm wearing. My finished object. Looks very Thanksgiving-ish. It's huge. So this is the Woollsia shawl, and yeah, it's just a simple garter with an eyelet edge. The yarn was a set from Crazy Dog Yarns, which went out of business, and so they had a sale, and I bought this. So yeah, it looks like a cornucopia kind of thing. Yeah. I put the red and the green. I separated the red and the green so it wouldn't look as Christmassy. It's huge. It's cozy. It's done. I love it. I put a pause on it for a long time. I actually started it in January last year. The washing machine's going. I'm wondering how loud that's going to be. Anyways, yeah, I really like it. And it's perfect for this time of year. I got to wear it to, when I was home, we decided to have Thanksgiving early because I'll be home. My sister-in-law suggested that, which was awesome. So the family came and we had Thanksgiving dinner, and yeah, it was so nice. I got to wear it for that and for church that Sunday. So the other finished object that I took with me back home were these socks. And the yarn is Manos de Uruguay, Alegria. Be backwards for you, but yeah, so they're really soft and cozy. Just a basic, sock. Finished. Speaking of socks, as the title says, Socktober. Socktober started. I've never done Socktober before, and I'm not really doing it with any, I know some designers have patterns that everyone knits or whatever. So when I was home, I ran out, I finished these, and I was like, oh, I've got time to kill. What am I gonna do? I didn't bring anything with me, so of course I have yarn at home, of course. And I decided to do my own version of Socktober. So I had bought this book by Summer Lee. Of course, if you know sock knitting, you know she's pretty big in sock knitting. And it just has a lot of patterns. It has everything you need to know about socks, like all the different cuffs, and most of them, and heels and everything. So I thought I'd just make myself a little challenge and knit socks for Socktober and October. I started early though. I did finish 2 pairs of socks before October even started, because yeah. And I decided to knit socks for all my nieces and nephews. So that's going to be 12 pairs of socks. Well, for sure 10. 2 of my one niece and nephew we don't see that often, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyways, the rest are excited about it. So yeah, I'll show you what I have done so far. She has kid sizes in there too, which is great because I wanted to. So the first ones are for my nephew Maverick. And I had this kit at home. It's also from the same designer, Crazy Dog Yarns. Hold on. Yes, Crazy Dog Yarns. And this set had, I'll show you too. It had 3 skeins, mini skeins, not like, and one was this stripey, this was this stripey, and then the gray. So I made 2 pairs of socks out of them. This one is for my oldest nephew. He's tried them on, they fit perfectly. I just told him to act surprised. But I didn't want to give him something that he couldn't wear, right? So, and I followed Summer Lee's patterns in the book to make these kid size, and then I made these for the youngest of that family. It's cute, and also they've been tried on. Basically all the littles have the same size feet about, so I'm just gonna keep these and use them as like a guide. Yeah, and so that was fun. And little kid socks, oh my word, they take no time. Wow. I did, like, of course I was home, so it was off. I obviously haven't woven in the ends yet, but I did one a day. Like, so satisfying. And I knit them on my Addy Twist needles because they're the best ones. Well, anyways, I'll talk about that in a minute. So there's 3 pairs of socks done and a shawl, and then I decided to, she's got some other fun patterns in there. And this is Trompe de Monde. I guess it's after a band or something. Socks, but I have 2 nieces, so I just looked at my stash bin and went, what can I mix for little kids' socks? So I made these. And it's got like a slip stitch detail. Everyone says they look like strawberry shortcake socks, and I'm like, yeah, that tracks. So these are for my little niece Ruby. Yeah. I picked green and pink, and you can see they're really close together. I don't know, it's a little busy, but I think it looks cute. So 3 out of 12 pairs of socks knit for nieces and nephews. Also, one sister-in-law has requested mittens. So I finished these before I left. I don't think I showed them before, but little mittens. I'm just using Susan Buchanan's Waiting for Winter pattern. Yeah, bulky. I have some bulky yarn left over, so I'm just knitting these, and these will be for my nephew Lachlan. And then yeah, I think I'm gonna knit all the littles. That's what we call them, the littles. You know, we got the big boys and then the littles. That's how we separate the nieces and nephews. So this fits the big boys, but I think I'm gonna knit the same size for all the littles because they grow and some of them got little fat hands. And they can always wear the little mittens underneath them to make them super warm. I always have memories of that. My great grandma, Grandma McClellan, no, not McClellan, not Grandma Young, Granny Young we called her. And she would always knit us these huge mittens for Christmas or whatever, and they never fit, but we loved them because we would get the little finger mitts, you know, those cheap little ones you get at the dollar store, and we would wear them underneath it and we were set. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'll include in the gift the little finger mitts so they can have, yeah, be nice and warm. So that's my no selfish knitting. It's all Christmas knitting, but I figure if I get it all done now, I can in December. Yeah. Well, that is all my finished objects, and I have 2 works in progress, 3 technically, but one of them, oops, 4, is surprise, and you'll see it after Christmas. Yeah, it's for somebody who occasionally watches this, so I don't want to give it away, but I am working away on that as well, so it's not completely Socktober. Yeah, and it's bringing me a lot of joy, this other project. So my sister wants socks as well. Hold on. My tea. My David's tea mug. I love this mug. Little mittens. And if you are new here, I love this for socks. Patent stretch socks. I love it so much. I found a skein a long time ago in a thrift store and couldn't find it because I found out that it's discontinued. But last year I found somebody who was selling a couple skeins and I bought some. And so I'm knitting my sister a pair of socks with it. And this time, because it's stretchy, like I see people who do the folded cuff, I just wasn't so sure about it on regular like wool yarn. I don't know. I didn't want it to be too, I had my doubts about it. Everyone who makes them seems to like them, but I didn't want it to be too tight and not flexible. But this has got stretch in it. It's got elastic, so this yarn is 41% cotton, 39% wool, 13% nylon, and 7% elastic. And it's just so, yeah. I love the feel of it on my foot. I don't know if she will, hopefully. So, yeah, I'm just knitting her this. I just started on the heel flap. That's where I am on that pair of socks. So, in the summer, I did go to the yarn store nearby in Ottawa, Wool Time, and I found this sock ball. It's German, I believe, because it's all, well, it's made in Turkey, but I believe the language on it is, it's not in English. And this is what I am working on. This is for me because I made a mistake. And I am not a perfectionist, so I don't want to give them to my sister. I will knit her another pair. I have more yarn for her, so she'll get 2 pairs of socks this Christmas. That's the plan. But it's a sock ball, and it was all wound up already, which looks really fun. So it's like pinks and grays. I've already finished the first sock. What that looks like. And the mistake is such a simple one. I probably could, but now I've made them short to fit me, so she's got a little bigger foot than me, so I just make my socks a little longer for her. But it's a fade. It's so fun. So I've started the other one. I am, oh yeah, on a 9-inch circular. That is new for me. I wanted to try it. So I have a friend back home, a neighbor who, she was knitting her first pair of socks and she tried them on this. And I was watching her and I'm like, I've never tried that. I really want to try it. I was worried that it would really hurt my hands. And I don't find it so much. I did have to take a break from these when I hurt my fingers. Yeah, I found it hurt more to do the little stitches. The other ones, Addy Twist, didn't hurt as much. And my other project is on 5mm needles, and those don't hurt at all. So, these ones have been slow going since I hurt my finger. But, yeah, I'm up there. I'm getting there. And they're just fun. These are going to be sisters, not twins. Because I couldn't be bothered to try and make the match. I don't really care about that. I have in the past, but yeah. So yeah, 2 pairs of socks on the needles. Almost done. This pair, working away on them today. Yeah. And then my continuing project, my scrappy project. I don't remember what I've shown you, but it's looking beautiful. The Cozy Memories by Polka Dot Creek. And I'm loving it. So I haven't worked on this in like a month, or no, at least 3 weeks. So I am excited to get back to it tomorrow, Sunday. And yeah, I love it so much. It's just so fun. I'm holding it with one strand of a white. So I've collected all my scraps and I've separated them, and I am holding it with one like white cream kind of speckled, using up all that yarn. I have a lot of it, surprisingly, so I'm using it and then holding it with other scraps. And yeah, it's just so fun, and they're so easy to make. And if I don't have anything to do in a day, I could probably get 5 done in a day. Yeah, tomorrow we got church, and then we're having the school is throwing a like Thanksgiving potluck for the staff. We have to bring desserts. So yeah, I probably won't get as much done tomorrow, but it will be fun to work on. Anyways, because I miss working on it, I love it so much. That is it. That's it. Just socks, and yeah, next couple weeks we'll be working on socks. I have my pile up, so I have all my plans for, you know, I have so many more pairs of socks to knit. This one here I bought this summer, and this will be the other pair for my sister. This will be the regular sock. This will be the heel and toes. Hopefully. And then I am going to use all my, so I want to use, okay. Let me organize my thoughts. There was a process to this. This blanket, I thought it would be fun to add in some of my self-striping scraps. However, a lot of my self-striping scraps are big enough that I can make another pair of socks out of. So before I add them to the blanket, I want to make sure I can get another pair of socks out of them. Then this knitting socks for all my nieces and nephews works out perfectly. So here's one. It's going to become a pair of socks for a nephew, and then it will get added to the blanket. There's another one. And this one is fun. So that's 3. And then I will keep working away. Yeah. So once they are finished and I've made another pair of socks out of them, they will go into the blanket, and we'll see what that looks like. It'll be a little different because it'll be marled, and I don't know. I thought it'll be fun. And use up all of that striped sock yarn because it's so fun. That's it. Yeah, I hope you have a good weekend. It's a long weekend here in Canada, so I am enjoying that as much as I can. And I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks. All right, take care.